Yes, it needs to be. So very much what you need is the blockchain application to run it. Now, to basically get the rights and KYC, you need an US. So US is very much like enterprise optimization, unit. So whether you are at ERC standards, that is very much global standard, or you just want to create your own token and sell it. So which is a very much on a smart contract.
Smart contract. Yeah, got it.
So all you're doing is basically transferring the value of one particular product to from one person to another. But that value has to be recognized. That value has to be trustable, and it has to be accepted by everybody. So that is why everybody actually accepted the Bitcoin. But the problem
Yes.
is nobody actually controls it. So there is no control authority of Bitcoin. It all depends on the market. It all depends on the value of that particular Bitcoin on that particular time. So it's a real time changeable also.
Yes, so like I was gonna come to crypto, like talking about cryptocurrency trading. Like everyone has like now jumping over from normal stock trading to cryptocurrency trading, and how like this factors, like say for example Reddit affected that GameStop thing that happened last month. And
Okay.
also like Elon Musk, when he tweeted certain things about, like he first tweeted Bitcoin and that affected the price of Bitcoin. Then he said that he would be like accepting the payments, and then he again tweeted that he would not be accepting the payments in Bitcoin, stuff like that. So like how would you advise the people who are like investing in cryptocurrency, like what are the factors you should consider before jumping to the conclusion and losing their money? So,
Yeah.
why don't,
So
yeah,
it's a very simple principles of doing it. Like if you are an investor, if you have been investing in stock exchange, right, you also do the research of the company, you also know about who is behind it, you all do all the due diligence, and then after invest in it. It's the similar
right,
thing with the crypto as well. Here only thing is you put the money based on the reputation of that particular person, or that the trustworthiness of that particular person or people behind it. Right. So
okay,
first thing is very much understand where the crypto origin, where exactly it has been created, whether it's a, Ethereum token, Bitcoin, or WazirX or XYZ token, where exactly it's been created, who are the people behind it, what is the purpose of it. Like there are many white papers I see, they say, okay, we have built white papers now, can you invest in it? So I'm like, okay, I can invest it, but what is your prime focus? What is exactly you are going to do when I invest my tokens in it? Is it
right,
interchangeable? Like, is there any implementation part of it? So that is very much the traits of the trade need to be identified, and it has to be put in a validation process. So many people actually don't understand that validation process. They just invest because the market price is so high, or it's just backed by few influencers in the market, right?
yes,
And
right,
who are these influencers? Who these people are very powerful with money, the money power and marketing power, so they can actually come and influencing it. But do you really, as a third person or as a common man, capitalize it? The answer is yes or no to it. So I would say, like, don't put in a fragmented data which is not complex, which is very complex. I mean, you don't know what is the currency or the token which you are buying or selling, how they're going to use it. So I put it in a very categorization framework, whether it's a utility token, it's a security token, or it's a currency token. So utility tokens normally used for purchasing of products and services. Like say for example, जैसे मैंने बोला आपको, आप मेरे प्लेटफॉर्म में ऑलरेडी एक आर्टवर्क है, आप उसमें पैसे टोकन लगाओ और आप खरीद लो. So basically it's a simple transaction.
yes,
But security token is actually a conventional security instrument, right? So say for example, as आप गन खरीद रहे हो, क्या या तो फिर आप something you are buying which needs a security, secure transactions. That's why, or else say for example, आप कुछ आज लगा रहे हो, तो suppose आपको आज 10 लाख रुपए चाहिए, right? आप बैंक के
hmm.
पास जाते हो, बैंक पूछता है कि what is the security? Is there
Yes,
anything? Do you have the physical assets? Do you have house? You have bonds, or and all those things? So that
hmm.
बैंक मेक श्योर दैट आज अगर वो आपको पैसे दे रहा है तो कल इफ यू the money you are asking for xyz reason, but you have the repayment capacity, that is the security token, right? It's
Right.
not a very
Yes.
conventional token, but it has been created on certain a security putting on the platform, so it is secured in blockchain. So it has some physical asset value, as you can say. Third thing is the currency token. So currency tokens are normally represents on the digital platform. So say for
Yes.
example your Paytm money, अगर आपके
हाँ.
पास 1000 की बैलेंस है Paytm में, it means you have 1000 rupees in your bank account as well, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Or
Right. Okay.
what it does, it increases the automation because you have transaction it, you don't have to go to the bank, you don't have to put the check, or you don't have to go and withdraw it through a debit card or credit card
Yeah.
and all the whole process. So you basically do it with a finger of trips, right? And you can
Yes. Yes.
create your transaction. So A is that increases your transaction efficiency, B is it's a transparency mode, बिकॉज कल उठ के अगर मैं फिजिकली आपको पैसा मांगूंगा और यू गो टू द बैंक एटीएम एंड गेट द मनी एंड गिव इट टू मी, दैट इज नो ट्रांसपेरेंट, आई मीन देयर इज नो ऑथेंटिसिटी बिहाइंड इट. आप
Right.
कोई
Right.
ट्रांजैक्शन रिकॉर्ड नहीं रख रहे हो. बट अगर आज
Yes.
मैं पेटीएम से 1000 रुपया आपको ट्रांसफर कर रहा हूँ, देन टुमारो इफ
There
यू वांट, yeah, there is a transaction record basically.
record of it. Yes.
Right, and that also gives you a liquidity as well. Like if I'll put a what is a tokenization asset, so it means if you are transferring to 1000 rupees to me, there is a reason for it, and you are also safeguard. I am also safeguard, and I am also can show it to the CBDC tomorrow if it is required. So the centralized banking system, that there is a transaction happened. But
Yes. Right.
what is required is a central bank with digital currency capacity, and problem is many countries don't have that, what we call CBDC. So if you
Yes.
see Singapore, now it comes with a digital assets as well as central bank digital currency policy, right?
Yes. Right.
So whether you have physical, like say for example I don't know, many countries have different rules based on the stock they preserve, but in India if you see, basically RBI can only print the money if they have the physical gold, right, to
Yes.
back it up
Yes.
from
Right.
the
Huh.
central government. So now what you creating is a digital currency. For that you don't need anything because it's all built in a technology mining format, right?
Yeah.
And how do you basically put a value on it until and unless you have something which is a physical asset behind it?
Right.
So what you do is basically create a technology management for digital assets. So they
Okay.
basically decide what is exactly the value of that particular digital currency you are building. And similarly, you have to create a global standard as well, so that tomorrow if you are doing a transaction in United States dollars, or Singapore dollars, or Australian dollars, or Great Britain pound, or euros, everybody actually accepts that, okay, this is
Okay.
a cryptocurrency, or this is a digital token or NFT, whatever it is, but it is actually accepted by everyone, or globally accepted.
Okay.
So now you see there is a two groups of people who are created. One is who believes in a decentralized economy, no particular organization need to control it, or no government needs to control it, no banks needs to control it, so which is very much cryptocurrency group or
Yes.
enthusiast, I would say.
Yes.
Then you have a very conservative group of people who believe in that conventional system. नहीं, हमारे इतने पैसे हैं तो ये बैंक में है, तो then people know, okay, this is what
Yeah.
the physical
One
currency
thing
is.
should control everything.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
now we don't actually live in that world. If you see 200 years back or 500 years back, then if you say me all these things, that is, need to back by XYZ, then, a bank needs to get involved. We don't live in this world. I mean, now, if you see a global entrepreneur or investor, he travels 2 to 3 countries or 5 countries in a day for his business, right? To grow
Yes.
his business. So if he
Growing.
has to pay everywhere he goes for his living, for his travel expenses, for his food he is eating, for the maybe party he is going to do, all these things, how he is going to manage it until and unless he has access to money? Now,
Right.
real world challenge. So until and unless you have a digital money which is available on his wallet or on his phone book or email or anywhere, then it is very difficult. And that is
Right.
why you actually need a global system right now which accepts payments and gives payment easily without taking 3 to 4 days time or a week's time that we used to have in the early days. It
Back
has
in the
to be
day.
done in seconds. So that means you need a lot of energy, lot of computing power to put into the system so that you can actually create these digital currencies or tokens.
Okay.
So that
Wow,
is
that
where
was
a lot of confusion comes into picture. Okay, when Elon Musk tweets, whether he wants to buy Bitcoin or he wants to buy Ethereum or Dogecoin XYZ.
yeah.
So basically the token that you create, which is consumes less efficiency, less computing power, but more productivity, that becomes going to be successful. So this is a fundamental, I would say blockchain crash course for understanding tokenization and start using it.
Yeah, that's what I was going through. Like this is the everyone should listen to this podcast for a like very basic research on what blockchain, cryptocurrency, and NFTs are.
Right, right.
Yeah. Just a personal question over here. What compelled you to become the financial advisor? Like, what's your journey in blockchain startup India and US India Blockchain Council?
Okay, I'll tell you a simple story, right?
Right.
Where this started and where I am right now, so you will understand the complete process of my digital involvement, I
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah.
So when I was working in 2009, 10 in an organization called Marks and Spencer, I used to get what a normal employee gets,
Yeah.
and that is where I actually I was studying at that time, and in 2009 when actually the Bitcoin came in, people actually started talking about it. So I was a first technology adopter in that time, I would say, like how I am very much active in Clubhouse right now. So I was that kind of digital nomad at the time, and it just
Okay.
out of curiosity I put some money, physical, Great Britain pound in crypto, and I
Okay.
bought few bitcoins at that time just for educational purposes. Know what is exactly digital currency is, who are the drivers behind it, how the technology works and approach. And being a techie, it's a quick understanding for me ki, okay, what exactly it is, what is the future of it, how it is going to, the future of next 5 to 10 years. So by getting myself involved for educational purposes, I actually came to know. And then after, I had one of the project leader, I would say team leader, who was actually working in Google, because I was at MNS at that time, and we were working very close together. We were parties and stuff, so we understand the architect part of the technology. Whether where it is built, the back technology behind the blockchain technology behind it, the architect part of it, how it is going to shape the future, the digital assets I'm talking about. So I started trading on cryptocurrency, right? So I was
Yeah.
initially just a simple buyer. Now I started trading in. So I bought few things on my things, and then I put it on eBay. I sold it. So I made some money out of it. That is how I started understanding the investment fundamental part of the money or digital
Right.
currency.
Okay.
Then
Yeah.
I did, I think in 2011 or yeah, I think it is in 2011 when I actually, created my own company. And then after I invested Bitcoin on some startups, right? And that was the
Yeah.
first time I also decided to come to India in 2015. It took me almost 2 to 3 make people understand what is Bitcoin. And I remember coming to Bangalore, doing a first event in Bangalore to do to on Bitcoin. And there was
Yeah.
very few companies who were actually dealing at the Bitcoin that time, and there was a lot of legal issues in India because
Issues.
yeah, there was nothing compared, and many people who actually I spoke to, so they actually started, okay, there is something fishy in it, you are actually part of a scam, and all these things been told to me, right? And I was like, okay, wait for 3 4 years and see what is exactly it is going to be. So a long story short, so basically I actually made almost, I would say, 17%, 19% return on my investment that I made on 2011, because people started buying bitcoins. People actually started selling on things. So the
Yeah.
power of cryptocurrency actually increased.
Yes.
So when I made my money, I decided that I will put this money on, few things that I am already developing. Because at that time, I also decided I want to go back to India, so my own business. So
Yeah.
initially, I put that money, cryptocurrency, on my own blockchain, and that is where I started the US India Blockchain Council. Initially, the whole idea was focusing more on creating a community or consortium, I would say. But the real story behind it was actually supporting the cryptocurrency startups as well, right? And that is where I put my money in, and I made money when the price of Bitcoin reached to 35 to 36 lakhs or $1,000 and stuff. So before it came down, I actually sold my Bitcoin as well. So basically I made money.
Okay.
So when I made money, I understood the proof of concept to proof of stake side. So if I
Yeah.
can do business from my normal bank account, then I can actually do investments from my crypto wallet as well. So it is all digital currency investments, and that digital journey started. We actually have
Yeah.
created architect solutions which can provide real value in the business or real world. People can
Yeah.
buy from their wallet, they can invest in
Yes.
their wallet, and they can also exchange in the wallet. So ultimately what we're talking about is an alternative stock exchange in the world, which can give digital value to people when they need it,
Okay.
right? And
Yeah.
very simple example of it today, if I am a startup, I have a startup idea. The only way I can get funds is from my friends and family, or else I can go to few investors and approach them. If they like my idea, if they like me and my team, then they invest XYZ amount of money, right? In
Got it.
return, what I have to give it is a part of my company to them through equity. Or else if I'm just taking simple debt money, then I have to get a loan from them and then pay back XYZ years time with XYZ percentage, right? This is
Yeah.
a simple
Yeah.
way.
Okay. Huh. Huh.
But this takes a lot of time. Normally raising money in private equity market or digital, loan market right now, it normally takes between 45 days to 3 months. That means 90 days to 120 days we are talking about. So
Yeah.
today, if you think about an idea, getting the fund in 120 days or 90 days, implementing that idea and coming up with a product and selling it in the market and making profit and giving return to my your investors, is going to
Hmm.
take 3 to 5 years time, right?
Yes.
So
Right.
do you have, as an entrepreneur, that much of patience to stay in the market, make money, give the money back, make profit, and then reinvest? It's all long time, and we are living in a smart world. We are living in a mobile world where everybody wants with a click of a button.
Right.
So why
Yeah. Of
not
course.
actually build a decentralized finance which can actually give you money instantly to build your product, go to the market in 2 months or 3 months time with a rapid prototyping model, and then after you sell it in the market, create a value out of it, then pay it back. It's a simple private equity model. It just needs few security in the process so that your money is not taken away by the scamsters or private people you don't know, right? So you need the digital assets on board, and that is how I actually made money, invested money. Now I am actually coming on board with few companies who have great ideas. I can see they can scalable and make XYZ return. Now what I'm doing is basically building those solutions or products that can be scalable and create a real impact.
Okay. Wow. That's quite a journey, I must say.
Yeah, it is last 10 years, I would say. I mean, I started in cryptocurrency in 2009, 10. 10
Yeah.
actually I took the money. 9 it was more of just understanding, and today we are sitting in 2021, so it's 11 years journey.
Okay. That's great to hear from your end.
Yeah, I can see. I mean, next 5 years to 10 years is going to be, we will be living in a very different world. I mean, you talk about space technology, you talk about, artificial intelligence, machine learning. So, honestly, we are living just with a seconds of transactions world right now. And it is
Yeah,
going to increase day by day, the more we get tech savvy and create products as well. So I can see the value of your money getting increased, but then you need to invest smartly, use smartly, and get money out
research
of that.
research smartly.
Exactly. You basically nailed what I was talking about. So you have to
Yeah,
do research.
right.
Uh,
All right. So, yes, on that note, we would like to end this podcast. I would be dividing this podcast into two different parts, as in it's a huge one, right?
sure, sure, definitely. I think 50 minutes, if somebody wants to listen, they're going to get bored. So,
Yeah,
and it's a lot of financial, technical jargons involved in the process as well.
exactly.
uh,
So, yeah, okay, let's end the podcast on a positive note. Would you like to share a movie quote or any quote or saying that you believe in?
Oh, you know what? I do actually believe in a very small concept for myself, but it's very important for everybody. I would say,
Yeah,
um, so destiny is not a matter of chance; it's a matter of choice. So if you want to build something, build now and go and sell it, make it big. The second thing, there are a lot of entrepreneurs I know who are very much talking to me every time, and they get depressed, they get into isolation, isolate themselves, and they go through a lot of depression, I would say, because they don't know anybody whom they can talk. So I would say, take it easy, don't get into all the thinking process so much. Your dream doesn't really have an expiry date, right? Today
yeah,
maybe you don't have money, you don't have team, and you cannot build it, but just take a deep breath and then try again. And if you have actually a good intention, you will find people who will come and work with you for free, or maybe at a small transaction as well. And once you make money, make sure that you actually share that with the community that you are building right now. Otherwise, it's a very, I mean, we're building a very wrong society then. So it's all
yeah.
about making and giving back, giving it back. So
Yeah, that's a wonderful thing to end this podcast on.
thank you
So,
so much.
Pravash, thank you so much for joining the podcast. It was really, really enlightening for us to know different aspects of blockchain and cryptocurrencies.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope people are going to build more infrastructure, more products, in crypto as well as in blockchain.
That's
Enterprise
where the world
market.
is. That's where the world is headed. So I'm very positive about it.
Yes, I'm very positive about the digital assets and the CBDCs and the tokens that we are building. So I'm sure it's going to be go to the next level very soon. So
Okay. On that note, I would like to end this podcast by thanking Pravash for making us understand the basics of blockchain and cryptocurrency. For more such technical podcasts, stay tuned to the TechForce podcast show and like and share and subscribe to our show. Thank you. Stay safe. Goodbye.